Hey everyone, it's me, Miss Novaleen, and in this video I'm going to talk about my tattoos. So I've actually had a request to talk about them, and I wasn't sure if it was a request to talk about like my particular tattoos and what they mean to me and all that sort of stuff, or if it was a request to talk about like the process, about getting them done, about going to the studio, all that sort of stuff. So I'm actually going to do this as a two-part series. This first one is going to talk about my tattoos and what they mean to me, and I'm going to show you all of them. And then in the second video I'm going to talk about going to the studio, what happens, what it feels like, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, let's get started. So the first tattoo that I got is this one right here. If I can show you it, there we go. So this is a lovely little rose, and it's just black and white with dot work for the shading. Don't know how close I get it. My light is really, really bright. Ta-da! So as you can see, it has a 13 in the center of the rose. This is a Friday the 13th tattoo. So a lot of tattoo shops all over the world will do Friday the 13th specials. They'll draw up different flash, whether it's, you know, Sailor Jerry stuff, maybe all of it's bespoke, maybe it's from a book. The tattoo shop that I go to, which is Scratchline Tatttoo in Kentish Town, and I'll put a link down below for their Instagram and their Facebook and everything. Essentially, they will draw up a flash for Friday the 13th. They've got a bunch of different artists, and once somebody gets one of the tattoos from the flash, it is gone forever. Nobody else can ever get it again. So nobody will have the same tattoo as you ever again in the whole entire world, life, whatever. Nobody else will get your tattoo. The particular shop that I go to does a great deal. They do the Friday the 13th tattoos for £13, which is amazing. However, tons of shops within London and all over the world will do tattoos for £31. I've seen them for £131. Essentially, it ranges. I mean, if they are on like the more expensive end, like £131, they are like quite large tattoos, and often they'll be full color. Whereas these ones are only little, but I absolutely love them. Now this one, my rose, I chose this one in particular because it was not only my first tattoo, but I've been living in England for a couple of years, so it was kind of like, ooh, English rose. My parents were actually visiting at the time as well, so I picked it kind of to be like a memento of the first time that they visited the UK, even if they didn't come with me to the tattoo shop. My mom didn't totally approve when I got it, but she's very encouraging now, which is very nice. So yeah, I kind of chose it just because it's like a symbol of England a little bit, you know, about my stay here, about how long I've been living here. It looks very traditional, and that's kind of what I wanted to go with, but it's a little bit different with the dot work. Yeah, super lovely. And then that one's done by Mr. Paterson. The second tattoo that I got is my pumpkin. Right here. All of my tattoos have been done at Scratchline, so I'll just be telling you the artists from now on. This one was done by Jessie at Scratchline. Sorry, it's upside down. I mean, it gets a little bit warped just because like the underside of your arm tends to wiggle and jiggle, particularly on me. I've got like bingo wings. So it is a pumpkin with a skull inside with a candle inside of that. And I got this one actually at a Halloween event. So he was £31 because Halloween's on the 31st, and I went on Halloween. Oh, I love him. He's quite cool. I like the style of him. He was very pinchy though, I gotta say. So what was the next one that I got? Ooh, I think it was my bee, which again is a Friday the 13th tattoo because it has the 13 in the wings and is the dot work as well. So this one's also by Paterson. Then I have, trying to think of my order, then I have this one here, which is my heart with the flames, again done by Paterson with the little dot work, and this one is actually a Valentine's tattoo. So I paid $41 for this, even though it's a little bit, I think it was $41. Yeah, I don't think they were 14. I'm pretty sure they were 41. Yeah, even though it's a bit smaller, I absolutely loved this one. I liked it because the flames reminded me of not only like the Sacred Heart, which is quite big iconography, and a lot of religions around the world. Not that I'm religious, but I guess I like a lot of religious iconography, specifically sort of Mexican religious iconography, like Our Lady of Guadalupe, Sacred Hearts and stuff like that. And the flames also reminded me of the flames that are on like old hot rods. that was it in particular, was like, I was like, oh, hot rod flames, that's so cool. And then it was mentioned to me that if it had like a crown of thorns, it would be like a sacred heart, which I thought was quite nice as well, because I'm kind of into that sort of stuff. I've done work with my surface design things with like Juan Carlos, who is essentially the guy who discovered Our Lady of Guadalupe, who had like the vision and then made the church. So yeah, I find it all, I just find it interesting. Even if I'm not particularly religious, I find it really interesting. What did I get next? I think the next one I got was actually my teacups, which I'll try to show you. And this was done by Captain Jake X. He was actually like guesting at Scratchline and did a couple of weeks there. He's not based there any longer. It was just like, if I remember correctly, it was like just too much of a commute for him to come in for 1 day a week. But I can link you down to him below underneath as well. So this is my biggest tattoo. This was actually a birthday present. It took about 4 hours to complete. And I just loved it. I wanted something that was kind of neo-traditional. I wanted color. I wanted pretty roses. I wanted the little dots everywhere, the little lines. And I've wanted a tattoo of like teacups or tea-related things for like, oh my god, so long. My whole life probably. Yeah, I absolutely love it. They're kind of like blue china with the little cherries on top. I love the way the tea actually like has like shadows, like it is like a cup of tea. And I just love the shading at the back, and I've got these little, you know, little starbursts in there because they're kind of kitschy, kind of what I'm into. Yeah, it kind of comes from when I was a baby. I don't remember I think I had colic, if I remember correctly, and my mom was told that the bergamot and Earl Grey tea helps with colic in babies. So instead of getting a sippy cup full of juice, I would have a sippy cup full of tea. And one of my earliest memories is pulling up to my aunt's house, my mom opening the door and handing my mom my sippy cup, like as a baby, and it being brown. And I remember just trying to tell her that the cup was brown from the tea, but there was no tea in there because it had stained my cup, because I used to drink so much tea. And I'm still that way now. I drink tons of tea. I have probably hundreds of pounds worth of tea in my cupboard. I absolutely love it. And I kind of wanted something that's like an homage to something that's been a constant my whole life, as my love for tea. Yeah, even though like my style has changed, things that I like have changed, I've always loved tea. So yeah, that's why I got that one. Now who is after that? Oh, it would be one of the ones on my leg. So I'm going to leave the ones on my leg to last, just so that I can kind of film them and then talk about them afterwards. So I'm just going to show you the next one. One of the next ones on my arm that I've got, which is my little perfume bottle. And this again is a Friday the 13th tattoo. This one is done by Susanna at Scratchline. It's cute. I love the little swirl on the smoke there. Super, super sweet. So now I'm just going to show you my legs, and then I'm going to come back and talk about them. On my legs. The one that's on the front of my left leg, the little skull with the little martini glasses on top, that one was done by Susanna. And I quite like that one just because at the time my partner and I were working on building up our bar. We've got a vintage bar in our living room. It's a record player with a bar on one side, and we were working on like buying little glasses and stuff. And right before I got the tattoo, I actually went to a charity shop while I was waiting, and I bought a bunch of vintage baby sham glasses from the 50s, so it just seemed really fitting. And then the one that's on the side of my leg, the little skull with the mustache and the bandana, that one I got at Halloween last year, so only a couple of months ago. That one's by Paterson, and I quite liked it because, as I kind of mentioned, I kind of like Mexican sort of stuff, and it reminded me of like Mexican gangsters. It's just something that my boyfriend jokes about. He jokes about that in a past life that he was, you know, a Mexican gangster, and he always wears like a bandana really low on his head, and he thinks that he's hilariously funny. And it just kind of reminded me of that, and I liked the mustache, and I didn't have any skulls yet, so I thought that I needed a skull. And then the candle is my most recent one. So I got that one for Valentine's Day, just a couple of months ago. That one is by Thorpe, who is a new artist at Scratchline. Her work is amazing. It is so, so beautiful. Her shading is fabulous, and it's just so incredibly stylish. I just absolutely love the candle. I didn't really have any sort of reason behind it. Not that I've mentioned any reasons for anything else yet. Yeah, I liked the bee because I like bees. Pretty much as easy as that. I like bees. The perfume bottle, I collect perfumes and fragrances. I have tons, which maybe I'll do a video about and show you. If you're interested, if you'd like that, let me know below. The pumpkin, because I love Halloween, is my favorite holiday. The other two skulls, yeah, I mentioned that we're kind of building a bar, and that's why I wanted that one. The other one, kind of Mexican-y sort of stuff. Mexican sort of things. The candle, I purely liked just because I purely liked it. I didn't really have much of a reason for that one. However, when I got it, tons of people who were in the queue behind us, like, moaned so loudly. Everybody wanted that one. Her flash, she outdid herself. It was amazing. So, yeah, that's kind of going over what tattoos I have. I do have future plans for tattoos. I definitely know I want to get a spider web on my elbow. I'm going to get it in the dot work from Paterson. Just because I do have 3 by Paterson, my plan is to fill this lower arm with all of the dot work and then have the little stars in amongst everything. I know I'm definitely gonna get a tiki somewhere, like a little tiki, and then maybe some hibiscus flowers. I've got to get a horseshoe somewhere, because that's, you know, that's the rockabilly thing to do. One that I'm planning, I want to get some pinstriping, kind of like you'd get on a car, on the backs of my calves. And there's an artist, oh, what's her name? Stacey Green, based in Sunderland at 666. I really like her work, and I've been thinking about maybe getting something that looks like embroidery under my boobs, on my rib cage. They're kind of one of those like under boob sternum tattoos, which are really in right now. But I think they're really, really beautiful. Actually, I think it just frames the body really well. So I was thinking of getting something by her, maybe that looks a bit like embroidery, like flowers. I want loads of stuff. I've got lots of plans. Yeah. I guess you'll see kind of as you see, and I'll do videos as I get them as well. So, yeah, feel free to comment, or, you know, if you've got any questions or anything, pop them down below. I'm going to show you the second part, hopefully in the next couple of days, that's going to tell you kind of more about the process and what happens when you go to the tattoo shop. Yeah, so thank you very much. Like and subscribe for more like this, and I'll see you soon. Bye!